Gaming Reigns, and welcome back to Planet Zoo, and it is great to be here. As always, we're here primarily for part 5 of our live stream of our career mode at Maple Leaf Wildlife Park. This is the first full scenario, and they really do milk the full scenario. This they hammer it out quite a lot actually, which is fine, but. Yeah, this game is beautiful. I absolutely love it. This is why I need it to load, though. That'd be nice. And here we are. So we managed in the last episode to get Crocs in the park, which is cool. And we obviously have our giant tortoise here as well, which is just coming in. There we go. The Albrahar giant tortoise. This joined us, which is great. We always love a giant tortoise in a game. But yeah, so they joined us in the game, and of course, an inspector's in our zoo, which is timing, I suppose. But we of course also have our Croc, which obviously joined us as well. Sorry, I've got a duplicate playing just whilst I make sure that it's showing up all right on Twitch, but it's obviously not. It's not coming up with the details of the stream, which is quite typical. But we have two. We have our male, which is considerably larger than our female. But yes, our female here, I think one of them isn't. She's not very fertile. He's okay, but she's not very. But we would hope to obviously get them. Now we do need to really blitz this part today, mainly because we need to make sure that they've got the right habitat for them, really, and we also need to make sure that they are sort of well and truly looked after. It does look like everything's working on the stream. If it isn't, for any reason, not coming up with what the description of the stream is, just let me know in the comments, and I can obviously look at that and get that sorted. Because just having a quick, brief look now, it's not looking like anything is coming up, although I'll update the information again. There we go. Nice and sorted and beautiful. Right. But yes, so we do have our saltwater Crocs. Now, they don't have a lot of land here, and right now they're completely covered up, so our guests actually can't see them, which isn't a great thing. So we need to change that now, because guests are walking up to have a look at our saltwater Crocs. Now, I only want them to go to a couple of places. So one of the viewing points really can be along here. I don't mind that all being there. I don't know whether to put it not climbable. That's fine. I think we'll just add glass, and what we'll do is we'll make it quite wide like that, and it just allows our guests to get a good look at these Crocs. But what we do need to do in the meantime is obviously make sure that these Crocs are okay and that they are looked after, because a couple of things we didn't do in the last thing. So what we need to do... God, this thing beeps at me when I'm doing something I shouldn't be. So a couple of things we need to add to this. So this is going to be a staff building here. It is slightly off the beaten path. Obviously guests can see it. But the guests can only come up to here, because we're going to have another exhibit here, which is going to be the Timberwolves. But I do want to focus on how this exhibit's looking, because I want to make sure that we obviously have an airtight place where the Crocs can be. But this wall, for instance, doesn't have to be as massive as it is there. It can probably come in, and I just want to neaten this whole area up. Plus, as well, of course, whilst, it does look a bit untidy here, and I'd like the Crocs to be able to come out and be quite happy with where they're at. So we're going to try and clean this up a little bit. Firstly, what we definitely need to do is ensure that the Crocs... down the salt water. The Crocs do need some food. So a small food tray should do it. It's quite expensive at this early stage, but we'll get some food tray here. Do they need a water pipe? I'm not sure they do. The good news is though they do already have a toy, which is a huge benefit. We can pop that there. It'll be interesting to see where it goes. Probably end up in the water. It's just rolling down here. It could end up in the water. Gravity plays a very, very important role in this game, and as suspected, that ball's going to head straight to the water, which is fine. So let's have a look and see what they need. So terrain-wise, they're really happy. They don't need hard shelter, so we don't need to put that in, although we will put some sort of rockery in there for them. And plants-wise, they don't need anything, although they would, they're not adverse to it. They wouldn't mind not having it, for instance. So we want to go Oceania and Asia. Biome, we want to go, so it's aquatic, which they don't mind, and tropical. So again, they don't mind bamboo and stuff. We don't want to be too ridiculous, but what we do want to do, most certainly, we don't want to align the service if we can help it. What we can do here. Looks pretty poor. Couldn't really see there. It goes a bit funny, this game. The control scheme isn't. I think there are still some little bits that need to be improved somewhat, but it is sort of getting there. We do need to add a little bit of nature in here to just to give it a little bit of. I like the common reeds; they're really nice. Again, can end up on this wall. Now we are going to edit the barrier slightly here, and I think probably from this wall we can maybe start bringing this down somewhat. Can we? Oh. All 2 meter wall there, and bring it down to 1 meter. I don't think they're going to be able to get out too much. We could come right to the end, but I at the same time do want there to be at least some relationship. Oh, look at that! Out of nowhere, we've got more guests. I think it's down to the crocodiles. Look at that. This is why you want to do the career mode properly. A freak. Anyway, what a freak. Yeah, so you can actually see the Crocs from here, which isn't an awful place for them to see, I suppose. But what we definitely want to do, because these are going to generate some good money actually, is chuck some of these bad boys down. I mean, if they want to give there, I suppose they can. What we do want to do, grab that. All angles, just trying to Nice. And if we can get another facility down. Oh, completely the wrong way around. Nice. Absolute amateur move. Let's do that. Let's do that. Circle the thing all the way around. Nice. Get that like that. These are saltwater Crocs. Absolutely they are. And what we need to do as well is go facilities, grab an educational speaker. And can we go like saltwater Croc and duplicate it? So don't mind there being one there. The only trick is we're going to make sure we don't. That's fine, and then we can do a speaker there and a speaker there for the timballs. So I'm not too worried about that. What we do need to do though, in this building in particular, is bring on some power. Probably end up. There is a good reason why I want it there. For now, exit. Can we move that? Don't want that too much. Yeah, this is the issue. Okay, we'll just make another facility for what we need that for. Just put a transformer in there. We need power to that, so that's why we need the transformer there to power that up there. Okay, and what we then need to do is we need to make sure we have the right staff. So we only have 2 keepers at the moment. We need to increase that to a 3rd keeper. And then what we need to do is create a work zone. That includes that, and of course the staff room. Once we've got that, we can call that, say, Croc zone. Croc work zone. We can just do that for now. We know what that's for, don't we? And there we have it. So now when we... Oh, wait a minute. This chap as well. We need to make sure that he's working the Croc work zone. And we can lower your wage to start with because we don't need to do that. So there we go. So we have a new keeper now who's going to look after these guys. I don't think they need any water because, like I said, they're going to live in the water anyway. But one thing that we may need to do is, I was just thinking this, is a water treatment pump. At the moment, it seems to be okay. And I think it's because this source of water is looked after by this water pump, possibly. And because it's the same source, I don't know. We'll leave it for now and we'll see what happens. If it dirties, then we'll change it. Let's see how happy our Croc is anyway. So one of the issues that they've got is the enrichment. So we do need to look at vet research. And look at that. Just like fully expected. So whoever's on the bison can now go. So Laura Jimenez can go on the saltwater Croc now. That's fine. Gwen can still research them. No issue there. And many guests now think ticket prices are underpriced, which is good news. So let's up the price. Maybe $12 we can see. Let's go $12 and $7. I don't know whether that's any good or not. We'll soon find out. And as if by magic, the giant tortoise is there. Yeah, we know that. We have increased it. What we should start seeing is some good donations. going in here and in here for these guys. Oh, look at him. He's so angry with everybody. He's like, go away. Look at him. He's so happy. Beautiful. Now, is that the vet? Oh, she's doing research. Cool. Okay. What we do want to do though is we do need to feed them, so we're going to call the habitat, call the keeper, and here comes the keeper now. What I'm hoping the keeper does, he's going to have a clean up, but he is going to surely go and do their food. And the answer's no. He's wandering. Okay, I'm sure he'll do it eventually. But yeah, look, money's getting thrown in there now, which is good news. That's just going to bulk up our things. And it's bringing our guests up the zoo, which is good news as well. Which always makes me happy. So yeah, I'm really happy. What we want to do though, I am going to do a little bit of focus on here. So what's the next task? We need to build 7. Obtain overall staff happiness of 75%, which we've already got, which is good. And have at least 7 habitat species in the zoo and 4 exhibit species in the zoo. Now we haven't actually got an exhibit yet. I'm going to do like a mini exhibit house probably at some point. And you know what? We do need to maybe add a rock or 2 in here. I know we've got a couple at the back here. But even just by adding 1 or 2 over here, how do we get on? 4-star, education still bad, and Anomanoi was dehydrated, which is one of these, isn't it? No. Anomanoi here. Which is a little bit annoying, because he's not now, and it's because of the water pipe, man. They're so slow, they never figure out where they need to go, and it's just, you're just stupid. There's some money coming in from those now. So yeah, what we want to do, let's most certainly get some rockery sorted in here, and to do that we'll reset all those. I don't know which, maybe the tropical rock? Is now many guest thinks tickets are priced. I don't know what you want me to do. £10 and £5 maybe? Not £50, God. We're not there yet. Sometimes you just don't know what to expect of these things. So the habitat cleanliness is a bit of an issue for the Crocs, that's fine, and we know that food enrichment's an issue. Yeah, so that's fine, I suppose. What's wrong with the habitat? Cleanliness, and yeah, so they're things we can't necessarily fix. So what we are definitely going to do is we're going to do the rocks. Now, I think, we were checking to see what type of rocks they'd like. So they like tropical, so we'll go for the tropical rocks, I think. For these, and it should be this colour. And all we're doing is we're just sort of like making sure that we also need to make sure that this is not escapable. That's obviously a big thing here. No, that's fine. Again, all we're doing is trying to keep these guys in. Service with this one, maybe? all we're doing is just sort of making it look at least semi. We've got a land to surface on, but that's not such a problem. So even just building that around there, you've actually hidden the barrier quite nicely. But at the same time, we've got this nice look. I'd like to build these rocks up maybe a little bit more. There's a disease risk. Okay, goalkeeper. And is that still an issue? So I don't. 6 and 3 then, I suppose. I don't know. Saltwater crocodile, nice. That's good news. That's actually really good news. It just means that we can now, hopefully, feeding stations, which we did. Oh, it's a sprinkler. Okay, well we can add a sprinkler. Maybe they'll enjoy that a little bit. There we go, nice. Not as many people up there as we'd like, maybe, and as you can see, the guest ratings or the guest numbers have gone down, which is a little bit frustrating, I suppose. But yeah, I do like this exhibit. It is quite nice. We do need to do some more rockery work, but we needed to get more sort of done for these guys to sort of enjoy it. But right now, the cleanliness is a bit of an issue for them. We've got the toy enrichment. We're still waiting for a food enrichment for these guys. But I'm not sure about overpriced tickets. That I'm confused because a minute ago they were like, "Nah, ticket prices are good, man." Ah, that's gone now. Which is good news, I suppose. I'm not so worried about that. They'll sort that out themselves. You get some really funky things on this game. So yeah, so we managed to get that in. We managed to get a power source in, and what we need to get in now is the Timberwolves in there, really, which would be a nice sort of thing. I don't know whether this Croc is going to try and tempt his way out. No, is the answer. What's their social group like? Can we add more in terms of how many are in there? Oh, they don't actually mind, I don't think. I don't think adding a third or adding any more is a massive problem. Ah, the food's there now, which is good news. Looks like they're paying a little bit some attention. she likes that. But the cleanliness is still an issue. Is that the water? Ah, it could be the water. Okay. I just remembered that, yeah, water's obviously going to be a thing, maybe. Although it doesn't look like an issue right now. Nonetheless, we need to get a water facility, water treatment pump in. There we go. We managed to get that in, which is good. It's the only issue with this whole section. Hopefully now, because it does look cloudy, doesn't it, as compared to that water, which is quite light. This water does look cloudy, and hopefully it cleans up now. Yeah, I think it is, and I think that they're going to be happier. Yeah, it's going up 68, 70. So it was the water was the issue. We've managed to clean that up now, so we shouldn't have any more issues there, which is good news. Yay! And our numbers have gone up in terms of whatever that is. So actually, that's a good shout, because we could get that female in. Is she fertile? I suppose she is. Yeah, let's get her in. One of the issues we were having is bison as well. But what I was tempted to try is maybe chuck in like another animal in with like these Nyalas. Or even the sable antelope. Yeah, let's adopt the sable antelope. Female. Adopt that female. Adopt that male. If we go to animal storage, let's get you into quarantine. In fact, we can get them all into quarantine. Quarantine's quite a big space. As soon as you move into quarantine, though, their needs will become a thing. So we do need to be a little bit careful. But then what that means is we can chuck another turtle in this exhibit, because right now, I don't know whether they will like another turtle. Their enrichment's a bit of a problem. I didn't realise. Oh, they ain't got any food enrichment. I thought they did. Silly me. Species. There we go. Should be happy now. So one of the issues I know that I'm having at the minute is vendor, is that we don't have enough vendors in the zoo. We have 2, which cover the 2 shops that we have, but we don't have another one. So there we go. Job done. And what I also need to do is bump up 20p for a toilet. That's what you get. Come to my park. Obviously we've got information. We do need a drinks facility as well. But what I'm going to do, I maybe spruce up this. We need to sort the building out a little bit here. So there were a couple of things that we needed to make sure that we sort of accomplished in from the last episode, really. I did definitely press that, but now, see, this is one of the things I particularly despise, is when the game decides, do you know what, I'm going to be a dick with the axis. Yeah, I'll do. Can't overly complain, I suppose. But look, like, I want to duplicate that. Why is the axes... Oh, there we go. It worked on that one. 45 degrees. There we go. Let's push that in. Duplicate. Up you go. Duplicate. Up you go. And then maybe we can... This is my issue. I don't understand why it needs to be this difficult process of... La, 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 la. I don't want to do that. Let's talk about that, actually. Oh, the saltwater crocodile is going to have a baby. Like in the water, is it? Or... It definitely said about to have offspring, didn't it? There it is! Pause the game, everybody. Because our saltwater croc has had a baby croc. And that is cute. Oh, amazing. Look how cute. I don't know whether we can probably... Look at him. He is cute, isn't he? There you go, little buddy. Explore the world that you are now involved in. But cute, yeah, we got a baby croc, which is nice. It's nice to have a little baby croc. Right, what we do have now, though, is... I hate when the camera slows because I've got tea on, that's why. So what we need to do is our sable antelopes are ready to come out. Now, this could backfire. Worst case scenario, I have to sell them all. But let's deliver them all into there. And you need to go into your new habitat. So we're trying something here. Whether it works or not is, well, is neither here or there. I don't know whether it will. And it'll be interesting to see what the bison's take on me shoving antelope in their face is going to be. So let's have a look. In they come. 1, 2... And let's have a look and see how they feel. So they really actually like the area. They don't have any hard shelter though. They don't like that. And there's not enough short grass. But we can add a little bit of short grass, I suppose. They're not overly happy with the plants, but that's because these guys are not that easy to please. Well, they don't mind the enrichment though. And they don't mind where they live and who they live with. How about the bison? Are they adult population? They need more of an adult population in terms of the bisons. So they haven't got enough. But that's okay. I think they don't mind sharing. They don't get a boost, but they don't mind sharing, and that's only good news for me. The negative is they don't have... so we've got sable antelope, so we need to go species and sable antelope. They're like a grazing bull feeder, so that works for us. And they have a rubbing pillar, which is also pretty cool, I suppose. And they need food. So, oh, that's a water trout. They don't eat that. Put another feeding trout down for them. He's going to go around collecting poo. But we do need another adult bison. They were quite unhappy, weren't they, that we didn't have another adult bison. So let's get another female. Yeah, she's really... they'll always go through quarantine now. Fight against disease, guys. That's the important thing. We don't want there to be any major issues. But I quite like how this is going. Yeah, I mean, we've got a nice habitat here. They don't like the trees, the antelope, which is the dangerous thing. And they're not a huge fan of the habitat in terms of its no hard shelter. So we do need a hard shelter for these guys. They don't like being kept out of it. So what we'll do is... with this one we can have... I don't want that angle down there. Have a more traditional hard shelter. Or we can go with one of these. Not too much. Yeah, I'm not sure really where to put this. So we could do this one. I don't mind it going there, I suppose. And what we could do here the actual edit the barrier, go that, grab that and that and that, and no reflection anymore. Yeah, that's perfect. Because it's gonna be like, okay, this area is private now. These guys need a place to go. Let's have a look and see what that's done to their hard shelter now. It should be good. In fact, their short grass has been affected by it, so that's actually saved me a job. They're not too fussed about the plants, and they're quite happy with the habitat. So am I. And they're happy with the population as well now, which is good. Hard shelter. It's not enough, but it'll do. I guess I'm not going to complain, and the bisons aren't too upset by it. And he's actually ready to move into his new habitat. So that's good news, which I'm pretty happy with. Right, vet research complete as well, and that'll be on the both the saltwater crocs and that. So the crocs now we should have had. Oh man, it says they had a food enrichment. I thought that didn't happen. They got a sprinkler and a ball. I was pretty confident. Species. Our saltwater croc. And feeding stations. All enrichment. Yeah, it's definitely not there, is it? So we'll have to give it a wait. I'm concerned, but there's baby croc. Evil baby croc. Yeah, but they are brilliant. I mean, they are really nice, stunning animals. So we've managed to get so towards the Tetons. So we've got 4 species in here now, and that's thanks to the bisons being able to share with these antelope, which wasn't ideal. And we have got a new bison in there as well now. And look how happy they are. They're really unhappy. The species food enrichment. They're not overly happy with that. Which is interesting. Let's go American bison. Food enrichment. Probably put another one here. I suppose they're going to be happier with that now, aren't they? Yeah. Pachoo, pachoo, pachoo. They're really happy. I guess 385. That's a massive amount of guests. So I'm pretty pleased with that. Now we do need to maybe get an exhibit or 2 in here, and I will elaborate like a little bit more on my more Let's Play series where we're going to build Orange Zoo properly from scratch. This is for career mode, so I'm not going to focus too much on the technicals and the ins and outs, but we are in need of an exhibit. So what we'll do, one won't go there. There was a triangle up here, wasn't there? I don't know how good that triangle was. No, it wasn't big enough. There is an ability to... Is there one here? Yeah, we've got a corner here. But we know what's going there. Timberwolves are going there. We can cover up the path a little bit, maybe. I'll worry about it in a minute. So let's request an exhibit animal, and let's see what we're going to put in here. Now, it can be anything. I do want to build an exhibit house. I don't want necessarily to go too much into here, but these things breed, man. They do breed when you get a good one. That's a decent golden poison frog. Let's take these. It has quite a bit, and we can grab a female. And we can get these guys mating hard. Can't find accessible staff room. No, you can, because there is one. Which is quite frustrating. Let's go to the exam. Do that and do that. We want to move them to quarantine, because it's important that they... Oh, they maybe don't suffer from disease then. Well, that's good news. Oh, there's one, right there. A little froggy. So first things first, is the temperature right? No. Like, here's my issue. I like the fact that there is like this temperature thing that you have to change to make sure these guys are happy, and that you need to do the humidity as well. Like, I sort of get that. I think 89% will probably be good. Shouts. Yeah, stop there. Yeah, so I get that. But you never have to change it. So, like, it's a great mechanic, but actually it doesn't work because, yeah. Maybe that's just me being a complaining Janie, but it just doesn't work, does it? It's not a mechanic. Right, let's go Windows. Let's find out which one. Yeah, we don't need that window. We can close window 4. 3D facade, because why not? And a 3D facade, because why not? There we go. And then what you need is nature, no facilities, guest facilities, and... Am I missing something? There we go. I told you there's a way around it, sort of. It's not the neatest, but it works. Check a donation bin there. Check a donation bin there. One thing we don't have anything in our zoo is... I'm a bit annoyed we can't put anything on here. Uneven placement. Mental. Nice. Pretty happy with that. Right, guest facilities. We need a drinky place. Many... Yeah, but that's fine. But then I go like 7 and then £3.50. 7 and 4, and then everyone starts complaining again, and they all start getting angry, so it doesn't really make a difference. Now, we do need a gulpy, mainly because we don't have one. And what we'll do in the process, just to make sure we're good, is we'll hire another vendor. Now, let's have a look at our staff, because staff happiness was a little bit everywhere. One of the vendors weren't happy about, so that's a new vendor probably, most likely. What we're going to do with our keepers, because we do have 3 keepers, and they're all on a work zone, we're going to hire a 4th keeper that's a floater keeper, and he's just going to be able to go between everything and be able to do everyone's job, so that's good news. And what we'll do with the other 3 is we'll train them up. Guest thinks, I mean, can we go 8 and keep Charles price at 4? We're at 60 grand, which is pretty much where we started at the beginning of the episode, so I'm not too worried about that. And the Crocs exhibit is looking good. Bad news is their water thing is actually busted. We need to call a mechanic on that. I'll check the... I didn't notice that on there. It normally comes up when one of them's broken. Yeah, they're good. I like this. It's so cool. The fact that this is all one thing. What we could probably do, actually, is can we... grab all that and merge into one group and then save as blueprint and then just put it down. I quite like, I'm not sure about that though. Could have picked a better. It's all one thing now, and then go to save as blueprint and then go whatcha, and then just put it is a, what is it? It's a maintenance hub, and then water and electricity in one place. I don't know what to put under really. It's not scenery. Small building. Okay. Job done. Vet research is complete on the Crocs. Yeah, nice. Hopefully they'll learn something good. Now, a giant tortoise, we're going to move Gwen over to the poison frog because we don't know anything about that, and we do need to do the sable antelope, but they're actually quite happy. And a couple of the, they obviously have a couple of the same things the American bison does, and we've done a load of research on them already. So we're going to go to the golden poison frog because they're not going to be happy to start with. So we want to make sure that we keep them relatively pleased, which would be nice. If you have been tuning in and I haven't been speaking to you, it's because I haven't got the chat or anything up, so just don't worry about that too much. I really appreciate you tuning in and watching, and if you do have time to follow and donate, that'd be fantastic. Just follow the links below, and you can do that. And if you want to have a rewatch of this, you can rewatch it here on Twitch, or you can rewatch it on YouTube. That'd be fantastic. If you want to come and watch the live streams live, and you are watching from YouTube, just visit twitch.tv /gaming_reigns, and you can catch me over on Twitch at any time, which is always good. And don't forget, if you are on YouTube, to like, share and subscribe, because that always helps me, and you can also be notified as to when new videos go up on YouTube. I know a lot of guys like YouTube because it's the more sort of everyone has it sort of thing, but yeah, it'd be great if you guys could all tune in. You at the end of the day are the ones that keep the channels like sort of this alive. These are collecting no donations, but they're there. How's that got no donations? That one's got 2,000 worth of donations. Now what we're going to do, so one of the jobs was to get, she was like moonwalking then. I hate the camera sometimes on this, right? So, one exhibit. We need 4 exhibits in the park for silver, and we need 7 habitats. So this is going to take a bit of work to do. What we will do is we are going to build our one of our new exhibits here. Now, I don't mind the path coming across here or anything like that, but we do want these Timberwolves to be a huge deal, and we are going to get lucky here, I think. Nice, we've got quite lucky there. So we are going to be able to get the Timberwolves in here, which is absolutely awesome. And yeah, that's going to look great. So we'll be able to get maybe even a viewing platform here. Level. One of our bison is expecting, which is nice, I suppose. We could probably turn the male off. I only buy one male, just because then it's easier to sort of say no babies. The Crocs I don't mind because they're awesome, and we could do with them maybe another baby Croc. But when it gets too much, you just say no. There you go. That's not happening anymore. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. He's like, I'm eating. How happy are they actually? Enrichment, not so much. They've actually reduced their enrichment. Plants coverage, hard shelters, okay, but they are pretty happy in themselves. We have done some more vet research, which is good news, and it is the poison dart frog, which is good news. It means, and it's expecting. That's good news. They breed like a mother trucker, so we need to just keep an eye on them. Does it look lonely? Should be 2 in there. Yeah. So Teresa's expecting. Really young, but I guess they don't have maybe long lives. I don't know. Maybe they can just breed early. They do want more population. They rely on quite a larger social group. I didn't realise. So we do need a couple more. So it's good that they're breeding actually, and that's why they're looking lonely, I suppose. But that's good news. That's good that we've managed to breed them at an early stage, and it means we can sell them It's already had its offspring. Goodness me, they mate. And they mate. Their turnaround of mating is unbelievable. Social health really high now because look how many they had. And I guess these can breed pretty quickly. Longevity gene. Look at that. That's a good effort. Yeah, young adults. So I guess they can probably get pregnant early on. So we'll let them mate until it becomes a bit overwhelming for the exhibit. We can add some leaf litter now and make the layout a little bit nicer. Let's just take Arturo for instance. Yeah, they don't mind loads being in there, so we'll just let them mate, and then we can sort of sell them for a few cheap leaves maybe. So there we go. But our focus is here. So excited about this. So what I'm going to do actually, path-wise, I'm gonna remove some of the path because we don't need too much of a path here. And then what we're also going to do habitat-wise is go like that, edit barrier. We'll put a mel gate here. Really quite important. And then paths. Okay. I think already, I'm going to go out on a limb that this actually is not a bad habitat for them already. So let's get some timber wolves. I am pretty pumped about this. So let's go. Oh, we could get gorillas. Oh my god, they're badass, and they're obviously huge draws. But no, we're gonna look at the draw. Like look at the prestige of that animal. Oh man, gorillas! I forgot they are in this game. Snow leopards as well are a huge draw, and we could bring them in. But I want timber wolves. We're in Canada, right? And I just figured that that sort of makes sense. That's a good timber wolf. Good female. She's not a good female. That's an okay female, I suppose. So we'll take that one. And then he's a beastie male. We'll take a couple of males. We've not had any animals fighting yet, which is quite interesting. But all these are going to go straight into quarantine without a doubt in my mind. They're going into quarantine. We need to make sure they go in that bad boy as early as possible. We need to make sure they go in that bad boy. Nice. Right. So they're going to be relocated to quarantine, and then they're going to be moving into their home. The negative of this scenario, and I really do think, I hope that they sort of patch it in that we can just mess with terrain, because Timberwolves like sort of I like the idea of having a cave for a Timberwolf, and to not have a cave is like it's a bit annoying. I'm hoping they don't climb on the rocks, and I can't imagine that being too much of a problem. So cave-wise, we're going to have to create a cave using these rocks, tiger rocks, which whatever they're called. And so we use those tiger rocks, and what we can do using cladding is sort of build a cave for them, I suppose. I don't like allowing it to surface all the time. Again, what you can do here. Oh, we want to be on tiger rocks. Right across there, maybe bring it down. Doesn't actually look that good if we can move him up somewhat. Diseased animal. So that'll be one of our ones in quarantine. in quarantine with glanders. Why is this a risk again? Cool mechanic. Oh, he is going around cleaning it. The zoo has high amounts of litter. Do you know why that is? That's because we don't have many caretakers. So that'll be that issue. We can solve these problems. They're pretty quick problems to solve. Right. So one of them has a disease, which is you, Gezen, and you've got glanders. So what we need to do, which sort of sucks, is get our vets who are researching, which is good timing for a salt war, I suppose. And Laura Jimenez, we need to find glanders. And you need to research glanders, because we need to get these timberwolves in. 3 of them, though, are quarantine passed. 1 of them isn't, which is... Oh, they all are now, so that's good news. So they can all move to their new habitat, which is Habitat 4. And the antelope is about to have babies, which is nice. What we'll do for now, I'm a bit nervous, just a little bit nervous, that the barrier isn't tall enough. So we'll go like that for now. And what we'll do... and hopefully do that. And facilities, donation box 1, donation box 2, all facilities, Timberwolves. Right, what we also need to make sure we do is, very quickly, go to zoo. We need to hire a new keeper. Absolutely. That new keeper, who is Catherine Willie. Catherine Willie, you are in charge of the Timberwolves. WZ. Hiya! You have a very straightforward job. So immediately, terrain's going to be an issue. We knew that was going to be a problem. Hard shelter is a problem. We were in the middle of building it. I haven't nowhere near finished building it, but it will look good when I finish building it. So one of the things that they hate is the amount of grass. The space is good, actually. It's a good space for them. Now, they don't like long grass. They like short grass and other little bits and pieces. So the first key thing, let's get rid of some of the long grass. They like snow, so that's good news. Rock as well as a big one. So what we're going to do, we'll probably make that a bit bigger. This is soil. I love padding it because you get a good blend then. Long grass is still an issue, but that's fine. Rock, rough. So I quite like that there. I don't mind all this bit being rock, really, to be honest. Doesn't really bother me too much. Grass short. Trying to... what we should do... oh, there's an easier way of doing this. So, just to get rid of all the long grass, because the long grass is a big issue, we can come back. So, we're at 3% long grass. I don't know where that... there we go, 1% long grass and 87% grass short, which is fine, because we can combat that. Now, rough rock... soil, let's go there. It's because there are a few flowers around here, and we can keep them in just by a bit of designing. And we know that this is going to be their little home anyway. We can always have some heavy soil around there. Heavy rock around here maybe. We can change that a little bit. And then what we want is some light soil around here. And just by doing that, it should bring down our short grass. But still give us a bit of colour in the habitat. Just like that, that timber wolf is absolutely loving life. So really happy with that. Plants, it loves it, and it loves loads of plants. And I knew that wasn't going to be an issue here just because of where we are. And yeah, it just sort of made sense. I don't like this ditch, although I do like the ditch. Maybe we can do something with these rocks a bit more with that ditch. I feel that we can use that. Enrichment we know is a problem, and what we do need to definitely do for this habitat. Species. Timberwolf. And oh, look at all this already. So we actually got a lot of stuff we can put in, like this dog bowl, another dog bowl. We can put in a sprinkler. Put a couple of sprinklers. I know it looks a bit uniformed. Block of ice. They might want to play with a block of ice. Why not? We'll put that quite close actually. And then what we'll do, a large food tray. I have no idea what this is doing. What's going on? Oh, there we go. It's there. Large food tray. And a water pipe. And a water pipe. There we go. So, they're going to quite enjoy this, and we this is already looking good for a Timberwolves. I did say it would look great for having Timberwolves there. I did always think that this was the sort of perfect place to sort of have Timberwolves. I know I'm whispering. So I saw this over here, and I just thought to myself, what a great place to have. This could be a great place to have like a little cave for the guys, so they can go in there, and utilising maybe the back of this area. That being too much of an issue, really, to be honest. And we can manoeuvre that there. Now, what we could do, maybe, across. There we go, nice, I like that. And what we can do, I think, this might not work actually, is we can duplicate it. Giving it a bit of variety perhaps. And what we'll do, we'll press play actually. Let the Timberwolves run around, they're going to enjoy it either way. I'm really happy with how this turned out, and how lucky I got really with the wall, I think. And what we want is the big rocks at the back. I'm a bit nervous they can jump over that, because they can climb on this. That's too many animals. Okay, so we really want a male and a female. So that's the alpha male and the alpha female. Let's box you. You've got good fertility. Injured. You haven't got a good facility anyway. Let's send you straight to the... You're injured as well. You're not even a very big size, so we'll send you to the trade centre. Oh my god, these porcelain frogs are screwing like mentalness. Let's have a look and see how many we've got, because we can sell them straight away. This should be entertaining. Yeah, look, 7 of them. We've got quite a few males as well. So let's just... If we send those to the trade centre as well. There we go, nice. And if we go to exhibit trading, these guys... Oh look, they've got a golden one. Nice. Nice, we get pretty good money. What we'll do... can we not... How do I move them to that market? Can you not do that with these? I feel a bit robbed if you can't. We'll just release them to the wild, because we're nice. I suppose. Yeah, damn right, we're under price now. Let's go 12 and £6. Shouldn't always have the price, I suppose. That'll change, obviously, later on. The Zoover's pretty small. That litter is disgusting. Litter's still a big problem. That's everywhere. God, that is a big problem, isn't it? Okay. The thing is, I can't build bins on this ramp because of your stupid rules. Bin is in a completely stupid place. That's me getting angry at the bins. But you can't build on it at all. Not even here, uneven placement. It's actually awful. Earliest opportunities. Oh, they're going to have to keep that ramp pretty solid. So our Timberwolves now should be happier. I didn't quite finish this off as I'd like. Maybe if we just went... And duplicate, maybe? Turn it in there, nice. Grab one of these. Duplicate. Can we get it on there? Yeah, we can. Oh, it's snowing at the right time for them. And now they should have a decent enough hard shelter. They're quite happy with the grass, because the grass distribution, everything will go down because the snow will come and they'll light the snow, so it's not a problem. And then what we can do here, I don't need that rock there, for instance, don't need that bush there. And what we can do in this habitat is give them a bit of bedding. Don't that one there, get rid of that, get rid of that. Look at the snow, it looks so good on the shelter. Duplicate this. Give it a bit of a spin. They're cute. And they look at that. Look how happy they are. They've got all the toy enrichment and everything they need. And even the inspector came. Let's have a look. Cleanliness, me. Not overly happy. Education, okay, me. But we are going to improve on it, and we do need to get a speaker here as well. So let's go facilities. Let's go an educational speaker. We want to make sure the speaker doesn't clash with anything else. So we can put it there, I should think. Timberwolf. Draw them in. All these guys are unhappy because they don't have a staff room. That's fine. We're going to change that, because you are going to have a new one. Facilities for our staff. And can we review just a standard one for now? Nice. I'm not too... Oh, my mouse keeps bugging out, man. This game doesn't like middle mouse control sometimes. He's about to have offspring, that's fine. We will end up selling some of these guys anyway. Oh, that's got a front door, I didn't realise. What we want to do, can we get facilities, construction? Got that. Still should probably ideally do this out of metal, but it just for now it just adds a little bit more of a okay, we needed to knock it up, and it's now on there because I can't edit terrain. Thank you very much. Let's call the mechanic to the water because that's important. The bison has had the offspring now, which is good, I suppose. Low welfare for Willoughby the bison. So what's the issue? Stress. The animal's stressed and trying to hide. But, okay, it's hidden over there. It's not too upset. I suppose it's just one. Was calm. So the population is quite happy with actually, and it's social. Size of the area? Yeah, terrain is pretty happy. How are the antelopes? Yeah, they're pretty happy. Hard shelter, just not enough hard shelter really to cover everything. Oh, protesters! What are you doing here for? Yeah, damn right you done protesting. My zoo's flawless, bitch. Let's go. Let's go here. Poison, dart frog, and glanders have been researched. Okay, you can stop researching glanders and go on to timberwolves, and you can go on to sable antelope because you didn't do any research on that. Yeah, so I'm quite happy with how this is going. Actually, we've got this nice. I do like this sort of African sort of exhibit. We could have made it slightly larger because it is. Look at this. Feeding time at the trough, is it not? He just don't care. They ate all the food and didn't bother. This little guy knows what he's doing though, doesn't he? Cute. It's getting a lot of popularity now, actually. 4,000 in that bin, 2,000 in that bin, so that's good news. And then we have managed to get the timbers done, and I purposely only allowed this section to be open. And they've got a lot of money in there as well. $8 in that one, nice. And look at this. Nice. Not as much money as I'd like, but that's okay. They're being quite popular. But I do like the timber walls. In fact, you can't see any in here. Are they in bed? Oh, one's in bed. How cute. Where's the other one? Oh, two are in the trade centre. Of course they are. Animal trading. Animal trading. Animal trading. Move. Do we not have a vet? Oh, we do. Oh, we're just going to quick trade these. Yeah. We don't need them. So I think what I'll do, to be fair, I'm at a point where I think I'll leave it there for this episode. We've got a really nice sort of area here. I probably, if I was being really picky, would move some of this. I do like it though. But what we can do... Oh, no, the big one as well, I suppose. we could do with these trees, perhaps, is let's have a few just sort of got it in the background as well. They can't escape this, which I'm pretty surprised they can't jump up on here and have a good time. There's one asleep there. But what we might do, can we move their water source to here, just so they can get some viewage there. Because there's only a couple of them in here. You're not allowed too many, and that's cool. What we do also need to do as well, I remembered about these, and we got none, are these educational boards. They're pretty important. And they sort of... so we can put amphibian crisis in that one there. We can come all the way down here because we can't have anything along there, believe it or not. Not that I've moaned about it. I guess we could build the path differently, which would allow us to do that, but yeah, either way. Oh, that's the wrong way around. Oh. Bee population decline. There we go. Just increase education in our area there. But other than that, I mean, the exhibits are looking really good. I mean, that's not a plain boring exhibit. It looks okay. It's, we've got a few tortoises in there. Although he's hungry, but he's now taking his time to solve that problem, and he's walking past his food bin. So he won't be hungry for much longer. So we've got some happy animals here. Over here, the bisons. What I do need to do is go watch our sable antelope, and just talk a little bit about all those animals. But look, that's a growing exhibit. It looks a bit more fuller than it did before, with a little rock there. It's actually made the world a difference. Up here, we've obviously managed to get done a little bit in the saltwater croc area. This area is just dead area. They're not even coming up there. And there's no real desire for anything to be there. We could put some hard covering, but again, it's sort of wasted space. And we could probably cut the exhibit down completely and have the area completely and put another one of these in. But I think next episode I want to build somewhere where the exhibits can go, even with the peafowls in there as well, maybe, and make a bit of a sort of walkthrough exhibit. I've seen a couple of other YouTubers do that. I know Geekism has his. We've been watching his series. He actually has his peafowl walkthrough exhibit here. So effectively, he has a path going up the side of the hill, but a lot of guests will just walk through the peafowl exhibit to go up the hill, which is a pretty clever idea to incorporate that into the park. I quite like that. But yeah, I said I wanted Timberwolves. That was the big thing I wanted. I wanted Timberwolves. I wanted them up here. And what I may even do, I don't know whether I'll get away with it. Let's click on what hiding up here. What pain in the ass these two are. They're like trying to be difficult. I suppose. And what I want is just permanent snow up here. I think it'd be cool to... Can we do that? Don't know. I don't know whether this actually 100% works. Yeah, rock's gone down somewhat. It's got too much rock now. Well, it's pressing snow. Lord knows what's happened there. It's such a pain in the ass, isn't it? I don't know. Snow doesn't really work in this game. It's going to snow, isn't it? I suppose. Let's just leave it there as it is. They're quite happy. And they are happy. I think that's the most thing. One of these bisons is about to mature, which is useful because it means I can sell them. They're a golden one as well. What have they got? Immunity, 100% immunity, which is good. It means they won't get infected. Their fertility is really high, and their size is good. Maybe, where's the other females? She's 16 now. She's been a good egg, and her peel's pretty good. Maybe we can look at offloading her. Let's send her to the trade centre. It'll be one of the last things we do. It's been emotional. It'll make them angry for a minute, but if we go here, we can release it to the wild for 26. Bearing in mind we bought one for 26. But Sophia, we can actually release her for 26. Can't we sell back to here, though, the animal market? I'm surprised we can't. Why can't we put her to the animal market? Surely there was I thought there used to be a button here, but they're in the trade centre. I don't know how to do that. Maybe I've got rewards. I know. I don't want to release it to the wild, though. I don't understand. They're already in there. Am I missing something? Oh no, we'll release it to the wild. Yeah, I suppose. It's not ideal. It's not what I wanted to do, but whatevs. Oh, the Timberwolves have got something now. Maybe they already had some toys to play with. This is the only issue, is like people that actually come to see the Timberwolves at the zoo are not going to see them because they're hiding. Yeah, they actually didn't have any more enrichment. I don't want them climbing on here, to be fair, so I'm quite glad they can't jump up. Surprised they can't manage their way up this bit here, maybe. It'd be cool if we did a ramp. Maybe I'll do that off camera. I did say I was going to do some off camera work, but this actually today, we've actually fleshed this. We didn't even have to flesh out too much. We just had to build a rock shelter. Here the saltwater crocodile's expecting again. The Crocs, we probably will flesh this out, build some more rocks, maybe have a small waterfall or something here, just to flesh this out a little bit more. I will do that off camera, I think. This area is fine because it's just an area for these two exhibits. I might have a look at just upgrading this slightly. It looks okay and everyone seems to be quite happy. We might need to put a new hard shelter in, and I might just make that part of this building. And then we can look at getting something else in the zoo. And I'm thinking we introduce bears, because bears beats Battlestar Galactica, right? And we can get the bears up here with a couple of other things. There's lots of good trees that we can incorporate. A really good sort of set of things there. So I'm really excited. I'm really happy sort of how this episode sort of turned out, really. So yeah, so thanks very much for tuning in. I will most certainly catch you all on the flippity flip, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you very much for tuning in. Bye bye.